Okay, howdy folks, welcome to another episode of the Rifle Chair channel. And today I went out, took the Model 98 Mauser out for a spin, and did a little bit of shooting, developing a few loads here, and running a fantastic bullet, the Hornady Interlock 195 grain Spitzer point flat base bullet. And I ran some loads from 45 grains of IMR 4064 all the way up to 48.5. I ended up stopping at 46, working up in half grain increments, because just starting to see a little bit of pancaking of the primers. Just a little bit of flattening, a little bit of pressure sign, so okay. And I kind of backed off. I'm not going to shoot any more of that ammunition. I'm going to pull it back down for its components and reload everything to around 45.5 grains, because here we got I was shooting these in 4-round increments. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That was my first shots after I had actually done a zeroing process with some of this factory ammunition, PPU 198 grain, which now I was shooting right in the middle of this target here. 1, 2. Those were my kind of sighting shots. Moved the front sight over to the right, so that brought the group over to the left. Then I started shooting for group using these different loads. And you sit here and you look at this, where these. So I got them patched up. You can hopefully still see the patches here, these yellow patches. Where the point of impact is in relation to the point of aim, which is the 6 o'clock position of this black square you see here. Now, why is it shooting so low? I mean, there's only 2 grains difference or 3 grains difference in weight between these projectiles. 198 grain full metal jacket boat tail versus a Hornady Interlock 195 grain Spitzer point flat base. You know, why are they shooting so much lower? I mean, this is, let's call this around the center here. That's, you know, they're probably around 9.5 inches low. Almost the same bullet weight. So why does factory ammunition have a tendency to be so much more anemic than hand loads? Well, there's a little bit of a history behind the 8x57 Mauser, and not the original rifle that was designed to shoot this ammunition was not a 98 Mauser. It was something else. It was called the Gewehr 88 commission rifle. Gewehr 88, and Gewehr means rifle in German. So the German military created the Gewehr 88, which was it was considered a state-of-the-art rifle in its day, and the commission rifle, and it ran a 226 grain round nose bullet, running at around, well, just under 2100 feet per second. So it wasn't big fat round nose bullet, running fairly slow. But the Gewehr 88 had a 318 diameter bore diameter. Okay, so 0.318 inches. So around comes 1904, or I should say 1898, and Germany invents and adopts the Model 98 Mauser. Okay, so it's a different rifle now. Now the Gewehr 88 was kind of a Mannlicher kind of design, basically. And the Model 98 Mauser came out, and it was a much stronger action. But they kept using the same ammunition type, 8x57J, which is the 318 bore diameter bullet. And around 1904, 1905, Germany then switched over to today's modern 8x57 ammunition, which is a 0.323 inch diameter bullet. And it, because they could run the ammunition so much hotter in the far superior Mauser action, right? So they could hop this thing up and get much more performance out of it, increase the distance to target they could effectively engage, and they ended up getting around a 40% velocity increase and about a 30% energy increase that they were delivering to their targets. But they ran with a different bullet diameter, 0.323 inches, in relation to the original 0.318. Now you can imagine what would happen if you took a larger bullet diameter from the 8x57JS and put it into the older 318 bore Gewehr or some of the earlier 98 Mausers, and you ran that fatter bullet through a skinnier tube, you're looking at possibly having your rifle blow up in your face. And you're possibly looking at having your rifle blow up in your face because of the extreme pressures you're putting that rifle through. The chamber pressure is going to be immense. You're putting a much fatter bullet down a skinnier tube, which is the barrel of the rifle. So what ammunition manufacturers started to do, and this started to give the 8x57 a really bad name, is what they started to do is they downgraded their ammunition. Like, for example, this PPU 198 grain, which is shooting 9.5 inches low, because it's moving so slow, it's so underpowered, it's so anemic. Why would they do that? Well, they're worried that you're going to be running this 323 diameter ammunition through a 3/18-inch bore rifling. So they'll downgrade the kind of the chamber pressures you're going to be getting from this stuff, make it so anemic, in case you're stupid enough to run this through one of those older rifles, whether it's a 98 Mauser or a Gewehr 88. So that's the reason why you see so much of this 98 ammunition running so anemically and shooting so low in comparison to your point of aim. So I started off just with some basic hand loads, running 195 grain Hornady interlock, and bam, point of aim, point of impact, bam, point of aim, point of impact. I shot this group here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Really nice group, but I was starting to see some pancaking of the primer, so I'm going to stick with the 45.5 right here. It's a fantastic round, capable of taking any wild game in North America, and it'll kill moose dead. So there's a possibility that I'm just going to take this fantastic Yugoslavian Mauser, which I've modified just slightly. There are some videos out there where I talk about how I kind of slick up the action a little bit. It's not a quiet rifle, is it? But you can actually do it quietly. Apply the safety and field these, right? I mean, they were meant to be out in the field. I mean, it's pouring rain today. You can probably hear it hitting the roof. We're in the shop today, making this video. So you can hear the rain on the roof. So out in the rain, wearing the rain gear. Yeah, you got to do it, right? This time of the year, the range is flooded with hunters, so trying to find a firing point, it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. But these old rifles will do it. I mean, in order for me to actually hit steel at 200 meters with this PPU ammunition, I've got to crank my rear sight all the way up to 650 meters in order for me to hit a 200 meter target. So, sorry folks, that's one of the reasons why so few people have a lot of, let's just say, newbies or uneducated people have kind of such a bad relationship with the 8x57 Mauser, is because they're running a lot of this aftermarket factory ammunition through their rifles, this anemic stuff that just doesn't perform. However, there are some brands out there that'll wake you up if you shoot that stuff. For example, the Cellier and Bellow hunting ammunition, the Spitzer Point hunting ammunition with the step bullet. Some of you have seen them. I mean, that stuff is hot. I mean, you shoot that stuff, and that is the true 8x57 Mauser right there, okay? So you got to know, if you're going to be buying factory ammunition for your Mauser 98s and 8x57 JS, you want to make sure, if you're going to be buying factory ammunition, you're not buying this anemic stuff. Pretty much all of the American-made ammunition is the anemic stuff. It doesn't matter what it is you buy. If it's 8x57 and it's an American manufactured factory ammunition, it's going to be anemic. The PPU ammunition, it's pretty anemic. But you buy Cellier and Bellow factory ammunition, you're getting the real deal. So being able to find out which ammunition is going to be allowing you to make use of the nature of the rifle and the caliber, and what made it special to begin with, you got to know that stuff. Otherwise, you're going to have to reload in order to do that, and that's okay. It is easy to do. You just got to do it safely. So that's the reason why 8x57 Mauser ammunition sucks. Sorry, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. Factory ammunition for the rifle sucks. okay, unless you're buying Cellier and Bellow. That's it, folks. Ralph Turr signing off. Hope you're all doing well, and as always, Maple Leaf up.